Fred Van Vliet, man. I love those Wichita State teams. Fred Van Vliet getting a chance to go as an undrafted player to somebody now 3 years, making 30 million. I think I saw that number. And he get to go play in H-Town, Houston, with a young team, kind of be a leader for them with very low expectations on winning. So he can just go out there and play and get buckets. 130 million for just a 3-year deal. And he's in a state with no income tax. Texas got some real issues, though. We know that. Texas out of state got some wild stuff going on. But, hey, when you hooping in Houston, great city, great fun that you can have, and you get the no income state tax. I'm really, really happy. Fred Van Vliet, I know we covered him a lot with the Raptors being close to us in Western New York. But, man, Fred Van Vliet, out of all the different signings, I was the happiest for Fred Van Vliet because those teams with the Wichita State teams with Coach Marshall, Clee Anthony Early, man, that was some good college teams. I thought he was a good college player. I was surprised he went undrafted. He just worked on his game. He plays all the time. Happy for Fred Van Vliet and him getting that big deal. But J-GILLZ, what contracts did you like, didn't like? Your thoughts as we run this full court press?
Man, first off, over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Over $1 billion in contracts. They're talking about this new CBA and these teams can't be spending all this money. They got to get under the luxury tax. You don't want to get that tax. You don't want to go over that tax level. But yet I see people getting paid more and more and more. I see a guy like Kyrie Irving averaging $42 million a year on his 3-year deal for $126 million.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a steal compared to the contract Tyrese Halliburton just signed. That extension was crazy. 5 years, $260 million for the point guard in Indiana, $52 million a year. That is ridiculous to me. Happy that he's securing his bag. I'm happy he secured his bag. But this is one of the highest players in the NBA right now. And to me, that's just like mind-boggling. I couldn't believe that. Desmond Bane, also $42 million a year. That 5 years, $206 million. I mean, my God, these players are doing. They're securing the bag. I can't be mad at them. Now, some down low moves that I liked, that I'm really interested in. I love that Derrick Rose going back to Memphis to be a leader for Ja. The way that the Grizzlies front office has been able to turn that franchise around. We haven't seen it yet on the floor. We haven't seen it yet, but I have faith in them. When I see a Marcus Smart, Steven Adams, and now you add a veteran like D Rose who can mentor Ja, very similar playing styles, back to Memphis, right where Derrick Rose played in college and became a #1 pick. I love to see him going there. I think that team is going to be much more grounded. I'm very excited for that. And then another team, I got to give our Lakers that, we got to give our Lakers that shout out. Rob Pelinka, to do the job that he's done, adding on the depth pieces, being able to retain our key free agents, getting pieces like a Cam Reddish, like a Gabe Vincent, stole him, just straight up stole him from Miami. Taurean Prince, another. And these are tough guys who Darvin Ham's going to have a field day coaching. The toughness is going to be there. The shooting is going to be there. And I'm just proud of that team. Under the luxury tax as well. You got to give Rob credit for that. And still got a little bit of money to play with because I don't believe they signed D'Angelo Russell back yet. So we still got about $15 to $18 million to play with to possibly go out and get a Brook Lopez who will fit miraculously next to Anthony Davis. And that front court will actually be formidable to go up against the reigning champions, Denver Nuggets. So it's still some moves to be made here. A lot of free agents on the table. But, yeah, man, these are far from the dog days of summer for anybody who loves the NBA. And that's why you got to always check out the Real Deal Sports Show for that full court press with your boy J-GILLZ and, of course, the Fanatic.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, out of all those deals, man, great deals. And to me, yeah, man, hey, this is where we talk about money being spent. Hey, these and I'm not gonna call them owners because again, we are trendsetters. I'm gonna call them governors or the people who preside over the franchise because something about that owners, man. Even of course being in Louisiana, it still give me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies. So I'm gonna say the governors or the people who preside over these franchises. They making money hand and foot, man, all over the place, man. That is insane to spend $1 billion and nobody thinks twice. But hey, J-GILLZ, just like how I told you about the Joker, Hey, I'm glad we're recording this live. That Tyrese Halliburton, that is gonna be when we look 2 years from now. That's gonna be a great deal. You're gonna be looking at me like, did I say he getting paid 52 million? And that seems a little crazy. He's gonna be worth every penny. That kid, he is. We don't watch him enough, but again, I got my two little girls, so sometimes they don't sleep. So I was watching them up late at night, watching them Sacramento. He is a star. He is legitimately already for me. I love him, SGA, Shea Alexander. I will put them both as a top 6 point guard in the league currently as of today. I would do it as of last week too. They are definitely some of the best players. Tyrese Halliburton, triple-double machine, long, lanky, career 40% three-point shooter, can rebound. He just silky smooth. He doesn't look super quick, but every time when he does one move, he's getting by you, getting you on his hip and going right to the cup, or he got a nice little mid-range game, floater game. Tyrese Halliburton, I'm telling you, J-GILLZ, I'm telling you now, that's going to be one of the best deals that you look around and you say, hey, 2 years from now, yo, Fanatic, my bad, man. That's a good deal when I look at it now. I'm telling you now, nobody watching the Pacers. I'm telling you, folks, when they give you that free league pass opportunity for the first week of the NBA season, check out the Pacers, man. The Fanatic not going to steer you wrong. Check it out, man. Tyrese Halliburton can ball smooth. I know the NBA really only talks about the Lakers and the Knicks and the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors, but there's plenty of other teams in the league. I'm telling you, it started exactly with the one and only. I can't say one and only, but Tyrese Halliburton. I'm always watching him on League Pass, no doubt about it.
No, I gotta give him his credit. I'm just saying. I mean, averaging 52 million a year. That's that Steph Curry money. That's all I'm saying. But that's all good. He's gonna be worth it. I believe that for that. I believe that for sure. And then shout out to another guy, Bruce Brown, gonna be playing right there alongside him. He just got paid, only $12 million in his whole career and was able to get that 2-year, $45 million contract, surpassing his total career earnings. He's gonna be playing right there in Indiana with him. That's a huge deal.
Heck yeah, man. I'm really excited about that. The Pacers team, man. I was surprised when they traded Sabonis, but when I saw they got Halliburton for it. And now you bring in a Bruce Brown, a good vet from that the University of Miami team under Jim Larinaga, coached really well, does all the little things well. Man, I like it. I like him. I like him immensely, man. So it's gonna be good with that. So yeah, not to me, man, and I'm excited again as we can continue with our full court press. The coaching ranks for me when I look at really where the league is coaching wise, I'm realizing everybody's making money, man. Coaches making money, players making crazy money. But it's so interesting to me, and going back to that Houston situation with Fred VanVleet, you get Ime Udoka. I know you're a big fan of him. The Rockets, again, as I watch my early games, Indiana, I'm going to watch them, no doubt. I'm still going to watch my man LeVar Ball's on, LaMelo Ball in Charlotte, man. I'm going to watch them early in the season. But then when the later games go, Houston, I'm interested to see this Houston team. A lot of young kids on that team. But Ime Udoka. So J-GILLZ, talk to us here, coaching wise. Is there anything where you're saying, it's coaching? To me, I'm thinking coaching is a little bit overrated in the NBA these days because the players are so talented. Really, you got to just know when to call a timeout, when to not to. I think we'd scream and yell at our TVs about when to call a timeout and when not to. Man, I almost had an aneurysm watching those Celtics games, man. Your man Joe Mazzulla don't never like calling timeout. So it is so that's a little wild with that. But yeah, coaching wise, let me know your thoughts before we bring on our guest, the one and only Daryl Blue, coming on here in a minute.
Well, Fanatic, I gotta give coaching that edge. I gotta give coaching the edge, especially coming off of the NBA Finals where the Miami Heat, who are the 8th seed, with the undrafted guys. We all know the story. That team wouldn't be what that team was without a Pat Riley, without an Eric Spoelstra, without these, juggernaut coaches, these brains behind these schemes that we're seeing from the Miami Heat, these zones, and you got to give them the credit. Not every team can do that. You see a guy like Ty Lue being able to do what he does if those guys can stay healthy. I think that coaching is definitely the edge. And I think that Ime is definitely going to have a huge impact on Houston. I love to see him with a younger team. he seems to me more like a veteran coach. Like Boston was just a perfect fit. I loved him in Brooklyn being an assistant there, even though it didn't work out all the way. His time in San Antonio. So to get this young roster, Jalen Green, Amon Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., and you got a veteran now in Fred VanVleet to run the show. I'm very curious to see. I think that they can make strides for sure. But another thing, real quick, before we wrap up, is I do want to give credit to the 585 Nuggets. You know, how many Rochester guys are they going to have over there? Jaden
We love
Ivey.
their scouting department. We love their scouting department.
Absolutely. Out of Penn State, is it? Yes.
Yeah,
Penn State.
Jalen Pickett. Yeah.
Jalen Pinkett, yes, out of Penn State, going over there, joining Thomas Bryant and those 585 Nuggets, man. Everybody gonna have to get their Nuggets jerseys here in the 585.